Good afternoon, welcome to my channel. My name is Felipe. I'd like to invite you to subscribe in the channel. Follow me on Twitter, notify, like, support the channel with donation, share this video with your friends. Be pleased to leave a commentary, make your question. Thank you very much. Remember, if you're going to buy at internet, click in the link below, Amazon and a Shopee. Ports and cargo handling operation must compete with other users of real estate. In areas such as Manhattan or downtown San Francisco, land costs are too high for cargo handling operations to use. Traffic congestion on land can be a problem. Japan expanding its northern and southern ports and deepening their harbors so that large, bulk grain carriers can be accommodated. This improvement is expected to lessen some of the highway congestion associated with the present inland distribution of grain from the nation's six major centrally located ports. Handling of hazardous cargo also processed streets to ports surroundings consider this. The export declaration said that 40-feet trailer contained empty plastic containers. However, when the trailer broke open aboard ship during loading operations at the port of Jacksonville, Florida, stevedores, checkers, drivers, and longshoremen fled for their lives as 3 drums of hydrochloric acid fell leaking to the deck. The document said 300,000 libras of empty plastic containers. Instead, there were 56,480 libras, including 60 and 55-gallon drums of 27% hydrochloric acid, 26 plastic bags, 1 carton of pieces of goods, 1 crate agricultural machinery, 3 cartons of label, and 5 crates of plastic sheets. The growing popularity of load centers has led to distinctly different competitive response from worldwide ports. In the United States and Western Europe, there has been tremendous competition between ports to be load center for their region. For instance, the island port concept, where a port set up as an island container terminal to capture traffic which has been moving through other regional ports, has become popular among U.S. Atlantic coast ports. On the other hand, load centering among Southeast Asian ports resembles the hub and spoke route system popularized by the airline industry. Thus, Singapore has emerged as a primary load center in Southeast Asia and is fed by ports in Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Australia, as well as those from other countries. Port labor is another topic of never-ending concern. The relationship between port management and port labor has been identified as a major impediment to efficient port operations during the 1990s. This focus on port labor is a natural extension of the various competitive forces such as deregulation, e.g. privatizations, and multi-country trade alliances currently found in cross-border trade because many ports have lost their formerly captive hinterlands. Inefficient labor practices, which may have previously been tolerated because commerce had limited transportation options, have become targets for reform. Inefficient labor practices can have a dramatic influence on port costs and operations. With respect to costs, the long-time container stuffing rules promulgated by the International Longshoremen Association were estimated to cost U.S. East Coast ports between $200 and $325 per container. As for labor's influence on a port operations, a combination of cargo shipments at the Port of Baltimore and the Port of Hampton Roads revealed a 2.5 million ton increase between 1985 and 1989 at Hampton Roads, whereas Baltimore declined by nearly 1 million tons during the same period. Maritime officials and industry leaders have suggested that one reason for this dramatic shift is that Baltimore's labor has traditionally been more militant and less flexible than Hampton Roads, even though both are represented by the ILL. Stevedores in Richmond, Virginia, are Teamsters rather than members of the International Longshoremen's Association. Port Trust in Richmond estimate that for containers stevedoring costs are perhaps $100 per box lower in Richmond. A discount of port dock workers would be incomplete without a look-a striker, which have long been used by port labor to achieve particular goals such as higher pay and more favorable working conditions. These strikes have often been an effective tactic because they adversely impact port operations while costing large sums of money. As an example, 35 Brazilian ports experienced an 8-day strike in 1992, the cost which was over 1 billion per day in exports and exports. In addition, during the strike, over 140 ships were idled or salty waiting to berth at various Brazilian ports. Because shippers and forwarders now have a multitude of cross-border transportation options, and there is heated competition among ports, today's port strikes may do little more than cause shippers, forwarders, and ship lines to take their business to more labor-friendly ports. As a result, worldwide port operations are recognizing that labor efficiency is critical to maintaining and increasing port traffic in today's global economy. This is especially true in several of the European Community countries, with histories of labor discord in that AC 1992 reduced the barriers and increased cheapest transport operations. For instance, in 1989, Great Britain abolished the National Dock Labour Scheme, which promised guaranteed employment to port labourers. So far, results have been impressive. The port of Tilbury has increased throughput by 70%, at the same time reduced employment by nearly 100 dock workers. Similarly, the French government has taken initial steps to abolish guaranteed employment